Version 3.1 of Wuthering Waves brings 2 new characters and a lot of improvements. Let's dive in. The patch trailer gives us a sneak peek at what we can expect here. New Rover outfits, a school uniform, and the new characters Aemeath and Luuk Herssen. First up is Aemeath and her amazing convene animation. So cinematic. Her mech looks amazing. If that was the whole character, I would still pull. Speaking of, her mech is called the Exostrider Armament. A couple of Aemeath's idle animations are shown off, including this cute one with the paper plane, where we see the armament try to mimic her actions. When it comes to this one, idle animation, more like idle animation, am I right? Apparently she loves sharing snacks and picking out flowers. Truly the most girly pop hobbies of all time. One of the weapons you can see used in her kit is some kind of lightsaber looking thing, which looks pretty cool. It's double-sided. But Aemeath is a 5-star fusion sword wielder. She can switch freely between her digital ghost form and her armament form. In ghost mode, she has nimble sword attacks, but in armament mode, she can do crazy things like fly freely in short bursts. And it doesn't actually look that short by this footage. Her Resonance Liberation summons the Exostrider Phantom, which explains how she can just summon it on command if it's not, the big thing that's stuck where it is. Her sword, Everbright Polestar, is starry and dreamy. And naturally, the devs took this opportunity to show off their pedal physics. This game is always flexing its animations. And then we have Luuk Herssen, the Doctor. In his convene animation, he can be seen in chains that he breaks free of. Really makes you wonder what his past is like. A couple of his idle animations are shown off too, and I really like this one where he tries to feed this robot who's getting on his nerves. But don't worry, ladies, he's a good listener. But why does he have a wanted poster? What could it all mean? I want this guy to have a little more darkness to him than the devs are implying. The reason he has golden veins is because of his forte. A wound in his hand mixed with a painful medicine is what the gold is, and he's learned how to control it. He is a 5-star Spectro Gauntlet wielder, but in mid-air combat he wields a scythe, and in fact, during an aerial evasion, he can stand on his scythe and pose like he doesn't care. His gauntlets are called Daybreaker's Spine, and they look pretty cool. The new 3.1 zone is frosty and desolate. It's very Frozen Darkness PGR. If you know, you know. But let's talk about a couple of the Expedition motorbike optimizations. First of all, the motorbike gets the Glacier Track ability and lets you travel on water. Motorbike controls on mobile have been optimized, so now the default scheme is different, but you can still use the old way if you prefer. Autopilot mode was also optimized, so now you can teleport and then autopilot. And the dashboard of the motorbike has been optimized, and you can see it clearly when you go into first-person mode. Then the devs showed off a bunch of new gameplay features, but I think it'll be better for you to experience them for yourself. Then all the new echoes were showed off, which you can see on screen right now. And of course, new echoes means new Sonata sets, because everyone needs their own one at this point. Let's talk banners. In the first half, we have Aemeath, Chisa, and Lupa and their weapons. In the second half, we have Luuk Herssen and Galbrenna and their weapons. If you missed any of the recent fusion characters, this is a great time to pick them up. And then there are so many events, but I'm only going to mention a few of them. There's a cozy card game event where you can play against various resonators. There's new liveries to buy, which are kind of pricey, including one of Chisa, and Aemeath. And you can get an extra Aemeath livery from a spending event called Moonlit Path. And these are all the rewards you get for spending, and this is what you have to spend on to get them. Rewards include this cool crown, a character from a banner, and bike decorations. Then we had some more attention drawn to Rover's new outfit called Perpetual Spark, and we got a great look at both of them. Female Rover now has a tiny skirt matching the uniform of Wuthering Waves, but in a nice difference, she has her shoulders covered up. It reminds me of how everyone wanted her to have male Rover's jacket. The bow on the back of her head is a lot smaller, and she's got this cute braid on the side. It's not super different, but I'm extremely glad to see Rover get a new look. Male Rover, on the other hand, is looking a little bit less different than his standard look. The crop top stays on in bed, but again, it's just nice to have the option for something different. School uniforms aren't my favorite, but hopefully this indicates we'll see more and more Rover outfits going forward. Then there's this give back event, which the devs didn't really go into too much detail about how you would actually participate in this, but it seems like an event for longtime players. By completing tasks, you can earn a lot of rewards, including pull currency, a sigil, title, and the best thing is this beautiful glider aspect. It matches Aemeath perfectly. There's also a login event between February 17th and March 19th, which gives you 1600 Astrite, aka 10 pulls. And now we move away from events and over to optimizations. First, they're adding support for batch operations in data modification. Second is one I'm really interested in. You'll be able to target echoes of a particular Sonata set when using data merge. The devs notice this can only be done 10 times per week, which I'm less excited about. Next, material acquisition path tracking has been optimized, or in other words, if you click on an item, you'll be able to track down enemies who drop that item. Really nice update. And then there's the graphics flexing. Now that we've got a new snowy area, footsteps will kick up snow mist, snow will fall off plants, floating ice can be pushed, and more. And this might cause you to worry about optimization, but the devs have mentioned that they've been able to figure out what was causing stutter during loading. So now they've optimized resource loading to help reduce stutter. In a bit of a random but welcome change, characters now move a little differently. The way they stop and start is different, the way they walk and run is different, just a couple little things to help make things feel a little bit nicer. And controllers have more vibration support for better haptic feedback. Something that wasn't pointed out at all is that Rover seems to have lost their painted-on hair shines and have gained the really cool hair shines, like kinda in the style of Chisa and Lina. At least in their new outfit. I hope it's in their old outfit too, cause it was starting to look really jarring. And that's everything interesting from patch 3.1. It releases on February 5th, and that's the date we can finally experience a pink girl in Wuthering Waves.